Alright guys, let's take a look at PENGU today on the channel. Now, we haven't looked at it since this candle right over here on the 14th of May. You can see it tried to break this resistance. At that time, it was kind of a small resistance, but it's basically been about a month and a half that we've been under this yellow line, guys. And if we look at this candle today, we are trying to break this resistance. Now, the yellow line and this green line is a weekly resistance, guys, so it's a little bit stronger resistance. Now, we have a month and a half resistance too coming down here. So this is going to be a little bit tough to break. But if we can get, for example, to 1.04 cents, that would be about where my cursor is, guys. That would mean we have broken this resistance, at least on a daily time frame. Now, we do need to close a weekly above this green line, but the longer the time frame the candle we put above that line, the better, of course. Now, the next resistance, if we can break this today, would be up here at about 1.1 cents on a daily time frame. So it's not that strong like this green line. And then it's 1.23 cents. And then you have 1.29 cents, but on a weekly time frame. So these two orange lines are dailies. And then we have to break this weekly to get up here, to this weekly as well. So, between these two green lines, it's not so strong of a resistance. It could easily blow through, but it can provide resistance. Now, let's look at the RSI and the stochastic, and let's see if this has any strength, guys. So on the daily time frame, it's just flirting with being overheated on the stochastic here. The RSI is actually coming up. It's right in the middle, so it has a lot of room to run, so that's not bad. 4 hour, it is actually just getting into the overheated area here on the stochastic. The RSI is almost there, into the overheated territory. So, still has a little bit of room to run. Of course, this can run higher too on the Stoch, so not too bad yet, but it will start to turn down soon, I think. Now, 1 hour time frame, already starting to turn down, but this is back into the neutral territory on the RSI, and it may want to turn back up. Kind of looks like it might try. Now, the stochastic is just on the line of being overheated and not overheated, being in neutral territory. And yeah, I think it's going to go down. The 15-minute time frame, actually it's oversold. So let's see, maybe it makes a move up here in the short term. And the RSI is kind of flat too, but it has some room to grow as well. So in my opinion, guys, just looking at all this, maybe in the very, very, very short term. Let's see what happens here if I expand. Yeah, we have a couple of small green candles. That's kind of what I expected on a 15-minute time frame. But the 1 hour and the 4 hour, probably in the midterm, guys, not going to move too much more. But again, on the daily time frame, still not overheated here. It could still make a little bit of a move on the daily time frame. But yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for it to get through this resistance today. But if it does, great. But if it doesn't, don't be surprised. Now I want to take a look at the Bollinger Bands, at least on a daily time frame. I know the weekly, it's still pretty young for it to look at in the Bollinger Bands. Now you can see that we did kind of have like a squeeze here, but this squeeze resulted in a little bit of a downturn. Now, there was a little bit of a squeeze here, and this resulted in some major upside. But we're still not that narrow at the moment, and we're kind of going sideways here. So there's not really anything pinching on the Bollinger Bands. Now, let's take a look at the volume. I do want to look at this in the visible range and put this on a weekly time frame and take a look real quick and get rid of these Bollinger Bands. So, at the moment, guys, we are right at the point of control. I know you can't see the entire chart up here, but pretty much we only need to look down here. But yeah, this is right at the point of control. So we need to push a little bit harder. We need to get above about let's just say 1.18 cents, guys. After we get above that, the volume really drops off. And after, let's see, 1.7374 cents, the volume here is almost nothing. So I don't think there's going to be any resistance after that point. But yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. Now, looking at the MACD, guys, you can see this is not the lowest it has ever been, of course. Now, it is starting to print some green candles over here. It is just under the neutral point at 0, basically. but this can run as high as what, 0.002. Let's just round it up. And yeah, so it has a ways to go, but yeah, if I zoom in, guys, you can see we have about 4 green candles on the daily time frame, the MACD, and this is pointed to the upside pretty strongly, guys. So I do think we're going to see a wave, maybe something like this or like this, guys. But the next run for PENGU is coming, and I do think this will probably result in clearing these resistances here. There really isn't that many, and then once we get up above, let's see, about what, 1.5 cents or so, let's just round it, there's a big gap here, and we'll probably go up to about, let's say, 2.25 cents very quickly. Now, looking at the tokenomics of Pudgy Penguins, guys, you can see it's number 126 coin. It has 88.8 billion max supply. Total supply, what's been created basically, is 76.7 billion, and about 3/4 of the max supply is circulating already, so that's not too bad. I don't like the fact that it has so many coins, but again, this is kind of a meme coin and kind of not. They do sell NFTs and things like this. I do recommend you go to pudgypenguins.com here, guys, and check it out. Sometimes it blocks me, though, here in Europe. I'm not sure why. But sometimes it doesn't, so it's really strange. Now, all-time low was about 3 months ago, guys, at 0.003. So if you bought there, you're about 178% up at the moment. Now, I know when I talk about coins that are like 85% down at this moment in time, I usually say they're probably not going to make their all-time high again. But you have to consider the fact that this is basically a new coin that's half-year old, guys. So, typically newer coins do better than older coins. So this could probably make it back to its all-time high just because of that fact. It's something new, and if we were talking about Polkadot, I would say, yeah, probably, it's not going to make it back if it's 85% down. But for example, also, I want to talk about, for example, like Portal. If we go to Portal, I just want to show you so you can see how badly this one has fallen. And it is now 3 cents. I sold Portal at $4.11, guys. And you can see the all-time high here. It says $3.36, but I'm not sure where they got this number. It's probably not Binance. But really, I did sell this at like $4.11, guys. So it is 99% down. Yeah, this one probably not going to make it back to its all-time high, unfortunately. I do have some of this coin. I'm a little bit down on it too. My average cost is 10 cents, but I've DCA'd slowly into this coin because it's new. So yeah, with PENGU, guys, if you are down, if you bought up at the top, then yeah, I would say you need to probably, DCA into this a little bit and, lower your average. So that's the best thing to do. So yeah, I mean, we're sitting at about a penny. I don't think that's a bad price for it. I don't think it's really going to go much lower. I mean, you can sit here and try to catch it at 0.009 or 0.008, but what difference is that really going to make when crypto really hits big, guys? Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, I do want to say check out some of the exchange partnerships that I have. I do have partnerships with Bybit, Bitget, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTSE, BitUnix, WeX, Blowfin, BTCC, and guys, I also have MUDX down here as well. You do get a free 7-day trial if you want to sign up for that. Follow me on X too, guys. I have the X CryptoTim49, and I do have a blue check mark there, so be careful. Don't subscribe or whatever, or follow some other imposter of me. Now, looking at Bitcoin, guys, you can see that basically it tried to break to the upside, and it came up to a couple of resistances here, but it couldn't break through. It did hold on to this weekly support at 106.445, so that's good news. But it just feels kind of dead today. It feels like a Saturday or a Sunday. Not really too volatile today. Now, if we look at Ethereum, it has come up to this flag, kind of gotten a rejection. It maybe fell a few dollars short here before this yellow line. But basically in the past week, it's hit this about 5 times and still can't break into it. Now, we are holding on to this 3-year trend line still, this yellow line here. We are still holding on to this 23.56 as well. But we do need to get up, guys, and it just feels like Ethereum is kind of fading back once again. Now, the dominance here is pushing up to about 66%, guys. This is amazing. Every time it looks like we're about to fall back, we get that push. And, yeah, unfortunately, we are going higher, it looks like. Now, when it comes to the USDT dominance, guys, people are selling their coins. They're putting it in USDT. So we're starting to see green candles once again here. Now, the dollar index, it's just kind of consolidating between 97.6 and 96.7. So I do think it may do something like this. It may even break back up here. But yeah, it is still, you know, slowly going down though. Now, the altcoin season index is an 18. So I actually refreshed this right before the video. I believe it was a 16. That was about 30 minutes ago. But if I remember correctly, it was a 16 or so. Now, liquidation heat map is 266 million, which have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That's not too bad. Shorts are mainly wrecked, though, so that's, you know, better, I think, in my opinion. Now, the fear and greed is at a 65 today. Yesterday was at a 74, so we have cooled off a little bit, but we're still in greed. So we're going to get the next reading here in about 5 hours, guys. Now, the bull market peak indicators, yeah, 1 from 30 have been hit, just because of the dominance, guys. So this is slightly above the 65% mark, but in my opinion, this is not the best indicator. I don't even think it should be one of the 30, honestly. Now, the best indicator, in my opinion, is the Pi cycle top indicator, and this has to cross for the, you know, bull cycle to be over. So the orange line is coming up, but again, this green line, you know, it still looks like it wants to go up too. Now, next week, guys, we do have quite an economic calendar. Monday, we have Chicago PMI. We also have Bostic speaking. Tuesday, Fed Chair Powell speaks. We have PMI for global manufacturing. We also have ISM numbers here. We have JOLTS job openings. Atlanta Fed GDP now Q2. Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change. Thursday, it's going to be an early close at 1 o'clock in the stock markets because we have Independence Day on Friday, guys. But it's a big day. There's average hourly earnings. You got jobless claims, non-farm payrolls, guys. That's going to be probably the biggest thing. Private non-farm payrolls also is a little bit important as well. We do have S&P Global Composite PMI, Services PMI, factory orders, ISM numbers here, guys. Bostic is speaking again. Atlanta Fed GDP now. So, yeah, like I said, Thursday is going to be really huge. So be watching for a lot of volatility on that day. So, yeah, I would say Tuesday is probably the second most important, but really Thursday is going to be huge. Now, looking at the Moodix dashboard, guys, today was still a pretty positive day, despite this news here that we got just not too long ago, guys, that the tariff talks with Canada have been actually cut off now from Trump. He's decided to quit all talks with Canada, so that was actually very negative news. But for the most part, guys, you know, we have mostly positive news, so not too bad today. It's still risk-on sentiment, and the trend is growing. Now, the FedWatch tools is slightly lower now for a cut. It was, I think, around 20% earlier today, so it's gone down a couple of percent, unfortunately. The inflation index was 2.18 a little bit earlier today as well. It's kind of gone up a little bit, but yesterday was 2.22, so keep that in mind. Now, Crypto Bubbles was green a little bit earlier, before this video actually, and so it's a little bit more red at the moment, but you can see PENGU is one of the gainers here. Now, if you want to stake your PENGU, you can't actually find it here on Coinondo. Unfortunately, they don't have any deals. But I do know Binance has staking for PENGU, so check that out. I don't know if there's any other place that has staking, though. But if you want to stake any other coins, guys, go to Coinondo. And, for example, you want to check out Ethereum, click on Ethereum. 61 deals have been found. Check them out. Do your homework, guys. There are limits and things. They do have the number of days that you have to lock up your coins and things, so be careful. Do your homework, guys. Anyways, if you like this video, guys, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, guys. Keep in mind, I am going on vacation tonight in less than 6 hours. I will be headed to the airport, so I'm going to try to do a video when I get to America tomorrow, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to be tired, though, so the next couple of weeks is going to be really hard. but bear with me. Anyways, thank you guys for your support.